Good morning, children. In this class, we are going to learn about the Rakastangadi battle. Okay. After the Krishna Devaraya, Achitaraya and Sadasivaraya ruled the Vijayanagara. First, Vijayanagara's empire has ruled by the Krishna Devaraya, right? After his death, who has ruled Sadasivaraya and Achitraya. Since Sadasivaraya, he is a minor. Minor means he is a small boy. Because of that reason, who has taken the rule for ruling Vijayanagara Empire means Ramaraya of Aravinda dynasty. Ramaraya has taken the Vijayanagara Empire to rule. He is a king of Aravinda dynasty, and he is the son-in-law of Krishna Devaraya. Understood? This Ramaraya is a son-in-law of Krishna Devaraya. He has taken the power of Vijayanagara Empire, and he is a good he have the good administrative skills. Because of that, he has and lost the Vijayanagara kingdom everywhere, and Vijayanagara kingdom also became he made a Vijayanagara kingdom as a rich kingdom, and also same way the enemies also increased in his time. Next, what happened? See, Deccan Sultans were attacking Vijayanagara often. See, these Deccan Sultans are often they are attacking the Vijayanagara. Why they are attacking the Vijayanagara means this Ramaraya has captured the Vijayapura and Golconda from these Sultans. Because of that reason, often they are attacking the Vijayanagara. Understood? Because of that only the war is started. The Sultans, different Sultans and all, they are having the so many problems. They are having the so many problems, but those are all having the jealousy on Vijaypura. Why? Because Vijayanagara Empire. Why? Because Vijayanagara Empire is growing very well and it is becoming very rich. But for that reason, all the sultans are together. They are fighting on the Vijayanagara Empire to defeat the Vijayanagara Empire. See, for defeating the Vijayanagara Empire, all the sultans have become united, right? See what they have done. See, on 23rd January of 1565 CE, the Rakastangadi war began between the united army of sultans and the army of Vijayanagara on the bank of Krishna river. Understood? On the 23rd January 1565, they have started the Rakastangadi war. Whatever the war has done between the Sultan army and the Vijayanagara Empire army, that war only we will call it as the Rakastangadi war. In this war has happened the banks of Krishna river. In the place of banks of Krishna river, this war has happened. In this war, the Ramaraya has died, and after the death of Ramaraya, the Sultans has looted the Vijayanagara. That means they have taken their handover to the Vijayanagara. Sultans has taken the Vijayanagara Empire. After that, the Ramaraya sons, who are the Ramaraya sons? Tirumala and Venkata. Those two, they both are escaped from the war, and they have went to the Penukonda. After that, they have started the Aravidu dynasty. Aravidu dynasty is their Ramaraya dynasty, right? This Ramaraya sons has started their Aravidu dynasty in the place of Penukonda, and when they started ruling there 1570 to 1646, and making a Penukonda and Chandragiri and later Vellore as their capitals. Understood? In this war, what happened means, by this war, feudal chiefs of Mysore and Keladi, Chitradurga, Yelahanka and Surapur, these all the places has got the independent rulers in Karnataka. This is about the Rakastangadi war. Understood? Next, we are going to learn about the cultural contributions of Vijayanagara Empire. First, we will go through the, see about the administration in Vijayanagara Empire. administration. Vijayanagara Empire had strong central administration and it adapted decentralized administrative system. See, Vijayanagara Empire is having the strong and good administrative system. It has used the decentralized administrative system. That means in this administrative system they are having the so many ministers to help the king, and also they are having the leaders of local provinces. For the easy administration purpose, what they have done means the kingdom they are divided into provinces. That means like our for example our country we have divided like a states are divided into districts are divided into taluks are divided into panchayats, like that, right? In the same way that time they have done the entire kingdom they have divided like a provinces. Again that provinces they have divided into regions, and again that they are divided into cities they are divided into villages, village groups. Why they have done like this means for easy administrative purpose. Understood? King's representatives were managing the provinces. Who are the king's representatives are there? They will manage the provinces, and hereditary officers they will manage the village administration. This is about the administration. And also see now how we are having the law and order and court system, right? Same way that time they are not having that. They are also having the judiciary system, but in the different manner. How means the king is the main judiciary in that kingdom. Whoever the king are there in that kingdom, he is the main judiciary in the kingdom. See, the king was the supreme judiciary, and the regional officers were dispensing judiciary in the provinces. Who will give the justice in the provinces? Regional officers. Regional officers were dispensing justice in provinces. This is about the law and order in the empire. And next, what about the income for the empire? See, whatever it may be the administration we are doing means the money is must and should, right? Everywhere how we are see, for example, we want to run our family, what we require? Some money we require, right? Same way the government also has to run means they also need some income, right? How they will get the income for in their kingdom? See, 1/6 of land revenue was collected. See, whatever the, for example, whoever having the lands in that land, how much land is there in that, they has to pay the 1/6 of the amount to the kingdom. That is the 1/6 part they will collect from the lands. That is also income. And not only that income, they are having the some other major incomes also. Those are trade tax, provision tax, road tax, fair tax, export tax, and tribute in cash. These are the other incomes for this kingdom. And during the reign of Vijayanagara, infantry and cavalry elephants, this is about the army system. We have learned about the whatever the income, how they are getting the income, right? That is about income. And now we are going to the army. How the army system in the Vijayanagara Empire. See, during the reign of Vijayanagara, infantry, cavalry, elephant and cannon divisions were the prominent divisions in the army. See, these all the different types of categories of armies they are having in their kingdom. And Arabian horses, they in their kingdom they are having the Arabian horses. Those are the very attractive in the Vijayanagara kingdom. This is about the administration of Vijayanagara Empire. Understood? The remaining topics we will learn in the next class. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.